this quality of discussion we inherit from Kaspa, because that's how Kaspa community generally operates. It's several orders of magnitude more quality discussions than any other crypto community I've seen.
Hi, welcome to XXIM podcast, your home of decentralization, where we focus on decentralized application. But for today, we have here with us Denis and Pavel from Igra Labs. Welcome, Denis, and welcome, Pavel.
Hi, guys.
Hi, hello everyone. Excited to be here.
Awesome. I think this is exciting session for us today because we, this is exclusive for us. I don't believe you guys have done any interview before, so welcome. So now let's get started. So let me ask you the first question, which is, what does Igra Lab means? Because I think a lot of people might not know this.
Wow, that's a good one. Igra is rooftop in Aramaic, right? So this in Aramaic language, it means rooftop or high place.
I see.
And it's appropriate for us because we want to be the roof under which many diverse virtual machines can thrive on Kaspa layer 1.
Right. So it means rooftop, not layer 2 directly.
No, it's a rooftop. And yeah, we'll get into this later. Like why we like this name, yeah.
The metaphor fits, yes, because in Aramaic it's either a rooftop or it may be the second floor of the house.
Okay? It could be second floor, right?
And so naturally it is like layer 2, just on top of layer 1.
I think a lot of people obviously are new to layer 2s. A lot of people perhaps are wondering, why do we need layer 2s on Kaspa? So let's get that going, because I think there's a lot of confusion, and we wanted to get it clarified ourselves. So why do we need layer 2s on Kaspa?
That's a good one. We need programmability to bring utility to Kaspa. That's a long story short. To unlock utility and attract future liquidity to Kaspa. That's our goal, and it's fully aligned with the Kaspa community, we believe.
Right. So it's more, you're saying that if we can get higher throughput, it'll get more applications going on Kaspa. Is that what you're sort of suggesting?
Absolutely, but not just applications. It can unlock other features, amazing features like atomic composability.
Right. Yeah.
And MEV resilience, which is also super important. Minor extraction value, that's a plague of our industry, and we believe we should build programmable systems, which doesn't have this problem, which some people try to sell as a feature.
Right. I want to come back to that MEV and also atomic composability, because I think they're the keys to it. But let's just go through the basics, which is, so you guys been in Kaspa for some time. I believe, Denis, you were at DAG Labs before?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, because I think, we got to know that you were there. And what about you, Pavel? Like, when were you exposed to Kaspa?
Yeah, like my story is like until 2017, I was working in Web 2, e-commerce, Berlin-based unicorns, Auto1 and Delivery Hero leading teams. But then in 2017, fell into crypto rabbit hole, never came back. I was working on several on-chain protocols, infrastructure projects as well, mostly in the Ethereum ecosystem, but also touching Algorand. And last summer I was approached by Denis. We know each other forever. And he told me I should look into Kaspa.
Right.
And what I saw was honestly too good to be true. And as an engineer, I have engineering background, I'm skeptical by nature, so I was skeptical. But after researching and reading about GhostDAG, DAG Knight papers, and core teams writings, research Kaspa, I was convinced that Kaspa is probably more just than yet another layer 1 system. I see Kaspa as ultimate decentralized sequencer, which is basically a holy grail of the whole modern Ethereum ecosystem. And it has the inherent security of proof of work and ultra-fast processing, like sub-second finality. So these properties are unique for decentralized sequencers in our industry. So yeah, I decided that Denis told me we should build layer 2 with it. And yeah, here we are. We're set to build Igra. Several words about Igra itself. Like, we see it as a VM agnostic system because we can build and will build diverse VMs, not just Ethereum, but obviously Ethereum is a very interesting first step. We want to offer real-time transaction speed and use all future Kaspa innovations to create, as I already mentioned, atomically composable smart contracts, and yeah, to provide both Kaspa community and EVM builders a development environment, which will, we believe, leapfrog Ethereum.
Yeah, yeah, we do agree on that, I think, front. But let's just now get into the Igra itself. So the way you guys define Igra is you're building a programmable layer on top of Kaspa, right? Now, in terms of Kaspa audience, not a lot of people perhaps are aware of what does that mean, because we don't have, Kaspa doesn't have EVMs, right? When you talk about EVM, right, like Ethereum was the one, Ethereum virtual machine, they were the ones that really built it, right? I think Vitalik, Gavin Woods were the early pioneers in EVM, right? And the whole Ethereum chain was dependent on smart contracts. Yet on Kaspa, till like today, we don't have the infrastructure to build the programmable layer, right? So what does that mean for you guys, and where does it fit in with Sparkle? Because Sparkle is obviously a sort of I think the way Shai put it on one of the tweets is it's somewhere between 1.2 to 1.6 layer. I think he was pretty broad to put it, and then obviously.
Anton invented this phrase of layer 1.5. I quite like it. Yes, because of Kaspa specifics. Yes, it may be a very good turn of phrase. Yes, okay. Although it's like a metaphor. Yes, it doesn't
matter, right? Yeah, but I think what I want to do is I want to simplify this for a lot of people, that the programmable layer on Kaspa, what does that mean in your own words, right? Like how you will interact with Sparkle. Because Sparkle is, from my perspective, needs to build the infrastructure for you guys to build what you're building, right? Is that
that's not good news? They don't. We're completely independent. Yeah. So Igra is a based rollup. So it's a little bit like, it needs a little bit of clarification. So based rollup is a term coined by Justin Drake from Ethereum Foundation. And it is essentially a blockchain that derives its liveness, decentralization, and sequencing from the base layer, meaning Kaspa in our case. So Igra derives liveness and decentralization from Kaspa block DAG, right? And at its launch, in the first phase, we won't have zero knowledge in order to not to be dependent on Kaspa's core team opcode roadmap. So in this way, Igra is not ZK rollup, right? Because in order to build ZK rollup in a way that doesn't repeat all the rollup mistakes which we saw on Ethereum, we need zero knowledge native opcode in Kaspa. Right. And we want to just to deliver the first smart contracts on Kaspa as soon as possible. Our second phase will have zero knowledge, and will utilize external provers network in a manner that Kaspa 1 will be able to verify the Igra's state transition. And this will enable a number of features, specifically light clients, and we will be able to move assets from Kaspa to Igra and back through a trustless canonical bridge. But right now, we release just a based rollup, not a zero knowledge rollup. And to your question about like our relationship, like what we think about basically what Anton is doing. So today Kaspa doesn't have why Kaspa doesn't have native smart contracts? Because there is a clear separation of concerns in Kaspa. Michael Sutton, Kaspa's core architect, defined his vision for Kaspa Layer 1 as the world sequencer.
The ultimate,
the ultimate sequencer, exactly. So Igra is our team's interpretation for what crypto stack on Kaspa should look like. It's a base rollup. Again, like we build EVM, which derives its state consensus from layer one, right? We don't have any consensus on layer two because we use Kaspa as a sequencer. That's
I
it.
got it. Yeah, I get
So
it. So yeah,
other builders will, and they may see it differently. And yeah, some envision, Anton's team envision native L1 smart contracts. That's a long-term project, right? I mean, as long as there is innovation and projects leverage Kaspa's community to build, like we're happy to see diverse ecosystem develop. It's another aspect of decentralization, right?
yeah. I mean, that's exactly the point, that everyone can build and build differently, right? So let me get it straight, right? And obviously, Dennis, jump in anytime you feel like. So you guys are building base rollup, which is, I think there's a paper, I think Jonathan wrote on the base rollup, which is the ultimate go, right? Ethereum doesn't have it. I believe Tyco is the only
Yeah,
layer twos that on Ethereum that's building that base rollup.
they claim yes. It's not
They claim,
in
Okay,
mainnet just.
let me give you my perspective. Okay,
yeah,
Ethereum guys actually invented the term, and they want their all their rollups to be based. Okay, but but they cannot, at least for now. Yes,
yeah,
because they're too slow. Okay, the whole point of all those rollups on Ethereum is to speed
yeah,
Ethereum up. Okay, the whole
right,
point.
yes,
And Kaspa, we have a very favorable situation. Kaspa is already as fast as we want it to be. Okay,
yeah,
so we can go with this idea from the get go. Okay, and again, for the audience who don't understand the term, I want to spell it. What does base rollup mean? Okay,
yes,
how is it different from let's say optimistic rollups on Ethereum and everything? Um, those kind of non-based rollups, okay, they have their own consensus. Okay, they run transactions, let's say a million transactions per second or whatever between themselves, but they are not secured yet by the best chain, by Ethereum. At a certain point of time, they bunch it and they create one transaction, put it on Ethereum, and then Ethereum puts a stamp. Okay, all those million transactions are valid. Okay, but
yeah,
until then, they have their own security. Okay, now base rollup, base rollup, and again, so when user sends a transaction, they send it to that rollup. Okay, in our case, the user sends a transaction to the layer one. The transaction is first mined by the layer one miners,
right,
then we pick it up and process it, okay, enabling all the programmable stuff. But the basic security is Kaspa itself, okay,
yeah,
because it's mined there first, and
yeah,
we're not. Yes, and from technical point of view, uh, we are rollup, we are ZK rollup, let's say, yes,
mhm,
but why do we need ZK? Why? Okay,
yeah,
only for the fact that Kaspa is pruned. This is
yes,
this is a very very hard problem to overcome. Yes, because every 3 days now, yes, all your transactions, all your blocks, everything is getting thrown away by Kaspa. Okay, and only the proof is that it happened
yeah,
stays. Okay, so, but if we build a programmable layer, especially if we build as a first step the EVM compatible programmable layer, all the Ethereum ecosystem expects all those blocks and transactions be available forever. Yes, because this is
mhm,
how Ethereum
mhm,
works.
yeah,
Yes. So so zero knowledge is basically the way to overcome this pruning window. Okay, it's like a bridge between this periods of 3 days. Okay,
right.
this is a kind of more technical perspective. Why is zero knowledge is necessary? Yes, for in that sense for zero for ZK rollups on Kaspa. Yes.
Yeah. I think Dennis, thank you. You've covered quite a bit, but I want to I think I wanna, I think I wanna take a step back and decipher some of the things you said, because obviously, the things you said perhaps might be new to a lot of people,
Mm.
even though we're trying to define them. So let's take a step back. So obviously, this programmable layer, I think we gone through that. Like, okay, it's EVM side. We'll have smart contracts coming. You guys are focused on base rollups. You're obviously building on base rollups. And one of the key there, which you differentiated yourself, is that you are using the sequencing and proposing, right? That's what you said. We'll be using, because right now on Ethereum, on layer twos, everything is done by the layer two themselves, right? Layer twos are not actually passing that over to, there are no base rollups there, right? Except Tycho, perhaps, as I said. So they are
and
not,
and
and
I,
that's the
I
key, right?
yeah, and I can add for you. You said that you're most interested in the decentralization aspect
That's
of it.
exactly
So
why I wanted to
this,
have the discussion. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
this creates a huge centralization point because
Yes.
because normally their sequencers are very centralized. Okay.
Yes, usually one, right? Yeah, it's
Yes,
just one company,
there is
right?
one, and they own it. Okay, there is basically there is no decentralization at all at this point, and this is the most important point. Okay, yes, in the whole system. Okay, so there is no decentralization, the real decentralization to speak of. And we inherit the Kaspa decentralization. Okay, all this mining network, all the nodes, everything. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think
Okay.
such an important point. That's why I wanted to bring you back there, because you know layer two is not a new technology. It's new to Caspa, but as such, it's been around for such so long. But not many people perhaps understand the layer twos that are built on Ethereum are actually causing centralization or being built in central way, right? Through these layer twos that are being built. And the way, I mean, this is the ultimate goal for any chain to get to base rollups, right? That's been the ultimate
Yes.
decentralization goal for many chains, including Ethereum. Though nothing has happened or nothing major has happened there. So we were excited when I got to know that you guys are building on base rollup. So that's amazing. Now the next thing I wanted to, I guess, perhaps ask you is, ZK. So you said first step, the step one is to get the base rollups going, not the ZK part, and then you will get to zero knowledge proof. Now, would you like to explain to people, perhaps, what is zero knowledge proof and why do we need zero? Because we've done base rollups, why do we need zero knowledge proofs there, like to expand it to to next level, which you guys have already stated that you will build.
As we already mentioned, just uh, really quick
Mm-hmm.
explanation is zero knowledge will be used for pruning of the L2 state and for canonical seamless bridge, actually exit part of the bridge back to Kaspa. So
Right.
here we can use zero knowledge proofs to actually prune our state on L2 to allow light nodes, like similar to Ethereum, like you have full node, which keeps all the state, and you have light node, which only has, I don't know, 3 days back or 1 week back, depends on your appetite. And
Guys,
with zero knowledge,
I think we're jumping to the effects of what the zero knowledge is. I think for many people don't understand what the
That's
hell it
exactly.
is.
oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
So
Okay, that's yeah. Go
let me
ahead. Go ahead. It's a very complex topic.
but no but
Try to.
but for lay audience we can describe it in a couple of sentences. Okay. uh, Zero knowledge is a mathematical magic. Okay. Which allows to prove that certain computation took place. Okay. In our case, what sort of computation? Smart contract computation. Okay. uh, Basically, whole of Ethereum EVM, our EVM, yes, runs under this thing, and this thing watches each and every A plus B, B plus C, and Pasha got two Fs. Okay. This is all computation. Okay. And zero knowledge watches it and creates a proof. Okay. So in the end, we have a final state of accounts, let's say, and the proof that how it got there, okay, in these days, okay. And this proof is then sent to Kaspa layer one, where Kaspa miners with a new opcode, which will be released by Kaspa, simply verify. They have a very easy task to just to verify. Okay, so this is my kind of best take to explain in a couple of
No,
sentences. Okay,
that's very well. That's very well done. But any attempt, Pavel, I think it's good to
yeah,
get ZK because I think because in Ethereum ecosystem, ZK is around for like I don't know, like 2.5, 3 years now. People are perhaps used to hearing the term ZK, but I think Kaspa ecosystem, ZK hasn't been defined. I think it's the first time perhaps we are bringing ZKs
Oh,
to Kaspa ecosystem. Perhaps for you guys it might be obvious, but I think we're trying to spell it out for everyone what ZK means.
yeah,
yeah, that's yeah, it's a big responsibility to explain such a complex topic. Let's
Yeah,
say zero knowledge is ability for you to prove that you know something without having access to this something and without leaking any details about this something,
right, right.
right? So this is the great technological advancement, which is still struggle to find the product market fit in many places because yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's not straightforward.
This
But
this also answers your earlier question. I remember you asked something like, why why Kaspa didn't have smart contracts before? Okay,
Yeah.
3 years passed since the mainnet. Where have you been? So. It's the reason is mainly technological. Is that zero knowledge as a technology even 3 years ago it was much less mature than it is now, okay. Less mature, and one of the important things, it was a few orders of magnitude slower than it is now, okay. So now it becomes practically feasible to use it, okay,
yeah,
for verification at these speeds, okay, that we have on Kaspa. Before, no, we wouldn't be able to do it at the speed that Kaspa has.
I
Yeah,
remember 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I was working with some zero knowledge infrastructure, and in order to prove EVM execution trace, you should set up the whole environment first, a so-called clean environment, and it would take you, I think, half a day to generate a proof. And
Proof.
this proof was something like several megabytes, if I'm not mistaken. So it's completely impractical.
Yeah.
Like these days, you can prove EVM or any other VM execution trace in I think 30 minutes
Yeah.
and or 1 hour, and it will fit into uh, Dennis, you will know better. I think like something like 16 kilobytes for growth 16. It's like really small proof, which you can easily post. You can easily post it on chain and keep it on chain as a proof that this computation, this mm, state diff, essentially change
Yeah.
of state, right? So you had this state, this worldview in your EVM, one global worldview when everything balances, all the coins, all that, everything is there, and then you prove that transition of this state happened exactly in the way you claim it happened,
Right.
and then you post this zero knowledge proof, which is just string essentially on chain, and then everyone can also challenge this claim, which is also important because nothing is perfect. Even proof can be forged
Yeah.
or broken. So you can challenge this proof and say and check, oh, this transition actually happened. This transition is real, and that's increased security. We think in a very very meaningful way.
Yeah, no,
It's
no, it's yeah. Thank you for explaining. I think Dennis, as you said, right. For in my mind, ZKs. I think this is the first early definitions I came to was you're driving on the highway and you get pulled over by a cop, right? Cop asks you to show your identification. You pull out your driving license, show it to the cop, right? Now you're showing all your IDs, like where you live, what your age is. Cop was only interested in the age, right? COP didn't need to know you're male, female, what your address is.
Yeah.
What the way I understood ZKs early on was, with ZK, it's like a black box. So instead of showing your ID to the COP, you show the ID to ZK, and zero knowledge will prove the question that the COP is asking without revealing the proof.
Exactly, without even relieving that your specific age, which is even better.
Yeah.
The
So it's just
proof will be
yeah.
this guy is older than 18 or 22. That's it. You don't need to know anything else. Exactly. It's a great advancement for privacy as well.
Yeah.
But
I think
but
key
for
is
us, for how to say, this is a bit different use of ZK for different use cases. For us, I want to concentrate on ZK's ability to prove computation, that certain things happen,
Yes.
okay, in certain order. Okay, not that there is a piece of information that exists somewhere in the world. Okay.
I see.
It's a much harder problem. No, well, yeah. This problem is more relevant to our use case, proving EVM computation. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Proving EVM computation. Okay. So can I ask then a follow-up question, which is we're talking about ZKs, right? Zero knowledge proofs, zero knowledge. With Ethereum, there were so many different types of rollups that were created, right? There were, side chains. There were, there were like so many different projects within the rollups that got started. There was Tyco, there was LRC, there was, Starknet. All the like layer twos were doing different things. You guys are obviously focused on ZK based on base rollup, right? Why did you choose that? Is because obviously keeping to the decentralized core?
Yes. Short answer is yes. And we based rollup like with emphasis on based, not ZK.
Yeah.
While ZK is a powerful solution, we think innovating a based rollup that leverages Kaspa's properties as a sequencer is more powerful than just copying Ethereum ZK rollup architecture. And we're doing it to inherit Kaspa properties.
Sure.
We want our state, our L2 state, be protected by Kaspa hash rate.
Right.
We're big believers that this architecture allows us to inherit proof of work consensus power, and we're big believers in proof of work in this regard.
And also for a simple reason that this is the roadmap which Kaspa core team themselves have in mind. Okay, they said, okay, we are going to add zero knowledge verification opcodes to our base layer to facilitate this type of layer twos. Okay. And so we jump on it. Yes, we say, okay, nice. We're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. Thanks for clarifying. I think again, I'm just trying to tick all the boxes so that we don't come back. Why are you doing that? What was the reason behind it? I think it's good to clarify most of the things. So thank you. Now, one of the next obvious question is like, so you've started that. You guys obviously been coming from, I think, Dennis yourself from DAG Labs. The product you're building, Igra Labs, it's not a product that was built before. It's not coming from like taking the source code from GitHub somewhere else that was built on Ethereum. It's are you doing some parts of that, or how it's getting built? Is it was built somewhere else and you're taking that, or is it completely ground up?
Of course, no. It's not completely ground up. Of course, yes. We take a lot of technology from Ethereum itself. Yes, or from other EVM-compatible things. Yes, we kind of inherit Kaspa security and the whole ecosystem of Ethereum.
Yeah.
Now,
Of EVM, yes.
EVM compatible things. So we don't need to write, for example, block explorers or I don't know. Our aim is that they will just work. We can take Ethereum block explorer, point it to our layer 2, and boom, you have a block explorer. Okay, with minimal adaptation. Yes.
Right.
Yes. That's the idea. So yes, we lean a lot on the open source code. Yes, of others. Yes.
Good.
But we do
specifically.
Yeah.
But in our founding team, we do have developers who have built an EVM before. at this moment, I'm not at liberty to disclose all the team members just yet, but I will just say I'm very proud to have such people on board. And personally, as a CTO of Rossify protocol, I led an effort to port our lending protocol from Ethereum to ZK Sync era in Polygon. So that's one of the reasons our manifest is built based on the lessons we all took away from building on Ethereum.
Right.
So we know its ecosystem and in infrastructure constraints, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So this is why we're building what we're building. I mean, yeah, it's great. I love Ethereum Foundation and people. I know people there, the great builders. It's just it's time to build something new. That's it.
Yeah. No, I think that's exactly, I wanted to get that clarified, that, there's a lot being built there. It's just a matter of what paths that work for Kaspa and specifically built for Kaspa that you can build further on. So that's amazing. Because obviously it gives you agility, but also speed and knowledge that, it's not something that, it's been experimented for 3 years on the Ethereum side. So now we know on the Kaspa side that, hey, these things are that are worked on Ethereum or didn't work on Ethereum.
Yeah. I mean, also it's very important that Kaspa core team combines best from both worlds. They have very diligent nature in terms of technology, like how they build, how they release, but they open for innovation and they don't care about political battles, which currently, I mean, the whole Ethereum ecosystem is kind of is about endless prisoner dilemmas. Like people just look at each other and they don't build enough.
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
and yeah, we want to just build something else.
Yeah, focus on building, focus on the core mission.
Focus on building. Exactly. Decentralization is like something you can constantly improve. It's not a given.
No.
Today, your project is best in terms of decentralization and security. Tomorrow, it's somewhere else.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I think every project needs to evolve with time and obviously build as things evolve. There's a lot has happened last 3 years. And I think that's why we all perhaps love Kaspa and why we are here. What are the timelines that you're looking at? Because I think this is the more alpha that people are asking, like, hey, when are you guys going to be in market? When is the testnet going to come out? Then what is obviously the next big thing, which is when you're going to be, we're going to be coming and playing with it and building apps on top of it. So what are the timelines that you're looking at? Any broad estimation?
Look, we still we're good for Q1. We're aiming for end of Q1, end of March, essentially. At first, we launch and invite only DevNet.
Okay.
And by the way, we encourage all the builders who's amongst you listeners to reach out so we can provide them with access and all necessary tools so they can hack away on DevNet. And yeah, it will be absolutely the same as every other Ethereum-compatible system. So the same tools, as Denis already mentioned, same environments. Collaboration with builders community is super important for us, and community feedback will help us to shape our future roadmap. So we're still aiming to get there to the mainnet this year, and at the same time, yeah. But we're very serious. We're very serious about delivering working software, so things can change. Yes, Denis, go ahead.
No. How to say? We kind of already promised in a couple of public interactions. Okay, end of Q1 we have testnet. End of Q4 we have mainnet and everything. But how to say? For testnet, yes, we are more or less on time. Yes, but we won't call it, as Pasha said, it won't be at first end of Q1 totally open public testnet. Yes, because how to say, we want to check the stability of the thing gradually. So it will first will be invite only, and then during April we will open it more to more people. Okay, we don't want to overwhelm our system. Okay, but for the mainnet, okay, we shouldn't have even promised that. Yes, because we are totally dependent on when Kaspa core team will do the hard fork with this zero knowledge opcode. Okay, otherwise, yes, we cannot promise that we'll release the ZK thing. Yes, Okay, obviously,
Okay,
yeah.
right, right.
Okay,
That makes
so
sense. What is the
but
timeline of the core team or the opnet to hard code?
we do believe that they will be able to do it by the end of the year, but they never promise, okay, because they have their own concerns,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
I think it's good to clarify, and obviously with any teams, like obviously people always push back, but it's better to build quality than just to launch something that doesn't work or fails. So we
yeah.
personally believe take your time, but understand people have always, patience is an issue. um,
No, and listen,
Understood.
I know Sutton, Michael Sutton, yes, who is the main gatekeeper of these things now in Kaspa core team. You can see how he treats the testnet 11. Yes, it's running flawlessly for 1 year already. Yes,
yeah,
and only now in January he said, okay, my heart is good. I'm going to release it end of March. Okay, how to say, yeah, it's that's how the head works. They will never release not even half baked. Okay, even if there is something like small, no, they will never release it. Okay, we have yet to get firm commitments from them about zero knowledge opcodes. Okay, 'cause there are no firm commitments. There are some, yeah, ideas. Yeah, okay.
no, that's cool. I mean, at least there's some timelines. Timelines can move. That's why there are timelines. But it's good to get some clarity there. And some other questions that perhaps we wanted to ask is given you are building layer twos and given EVM like or layer twos are on Ethereum side, all these projects that build layer twos, they had their own coins, right? At some stage, they launched their own coin. So is there something on the roadmap that eventually you guys have your own, coin that you will launch?
We do intend to do a community token sale in the future,
Okay.
pending legal opinion, like given how quickly regulation landscape changes.
Yeah.
And our tokenomics is designed to incentivize builders and users and the Igra community to foster adoption. Like nothing new here. It's a pretty common thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
as for business model, like we do believe, like the moment our system is going to not just support 10 or more transactions per second
Hmm.
or 10,000 transactions per second, like from this very moment, like our only job will be to provide like proper infrastructure, and the business will follow. We do believe that people will discover Igra as a better infrastructure in terms of security and decentralization for their decentralized apps, and unique Kaspa properties, Kaspa block DAG properties will speak for themselves.
So I think I 100% align with you guys, and I think I applaud that you are thinking, taking its time, and not just rushing to get to a business model done, which is how startups do typically to raise money and to go to VC, as a lot of Ethereum startups have done. So I do applaud that and do appreciate that you're being honest and you're disclosing this with us. Um, and I just wanted to wrap this
Of
up
course.
now. I just wanted to ask you individually any closing thoughts you have, because we're going to have a session on Wednesday where XXIM is hosting with Luke and obviously Dennis and Pavel. Dennis may not come, 60%, I think. Probability Dennis might show up, but
Why?
Pavel will be there. Sorry, did you
Why?
say why? Oh, I think
Yes.
Pavel's report that it's 60% probability.
No,
Uh,
no. Okay. I give it 90 that I can.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, 90%
yeah.
probability. So we'll have the session, but in the meantime, any closing thoughts you have, Dennis and Pavel, individually, you can tell us.
Well,
It's it's a great project. Like I'm very excited to like to have this opportunity to build this kind of blockchain, and I really like to build it in the open,
Yeah.
based on community feedback. Uh, that's essential that people come look at it, test it, make a due diligence, make their own research, ask us questions, because that's how I approach things. So I expected the same from everybody else. So yeah, come look at us, come build with us.
Where can they go to find out? Is it a Discord group or is it a white paper? Anything that you can mention where they can go, people can go to find
Wait,
out more?
Yes, we're going to open, like, we have a website, and like right now we have only vision there and manifesto. We're going to add a short light paper really soon. And then, yeah, we're going to open after, like, closer to the DevNet. We're going to open the Discord so you can reach us there. But I also, me and Denis, we both on Kaspa Discord, so you can get us there, ask any questions. Like, that's yeah, that's for our best interest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Anything from
Also,
you, Dennis?
well, basically, I thought I'd be more involved, but in like talking online, but this February was kind of crazy from the amount of actual coding work I had to do. But I do intend to participate more, and can be more to engage more in, especially on Twitter. Yes, yeah, and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Awesome.
also on Twitter. Also on Twitter. Yeah, the many people, actually many people come to us to inbox, to direct, ask questions. That's actually what you did, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you
Exactly.
reached out there. So that's I think that's a great way also to, like, we also always keep our directs open, and it's interesting. Like, the ratio is really great in terms of real questions and real people versus, spam and bots and stuff like that.
And this quality of discussion we inherit from Kaspa, because that's how Kaspa community generally operates. It's several orders of magnitude more uh, c- quality discussions than any other crypto community I've seen. Okay, yes, uh, yeah. So
Yeah. Agreed. And look, guys, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate for you both being here.